What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are back with another Hot Toys figure preview video, and today we are featuring Mr. Freeze from the movie Batman and Robin. This figure was just released 2 days ago, and for me personally, it was surprising but not shocking. Obviously, with Batman and Robin being released a couple of months ago, again, I did not expect Mr. Freeze to be released as well, but at the same time, it's not a big shocking release by Hot Toys, but it's definitely a welcomed one. I am so thrilled about this figure, and I'm hoping that this is not the only release from the movie. Hopefully that they can release other characters from the movie individually. Before I do start on the figure preview, I do want to let you guys know the figure is up for pre-order on Sideshow Collectibles. As always, I will include the link to their website on the description below for whoever is interested in purchasing this figure. He is pretty much expected to be released next year. I would expect around mid 2026, and the prices are $355 for the standard edition and $385 for the deluxe version. Me personally, this is a deluxe or bust without question, especially because of the pricing. $30 difference. I think might as well just go with the deluxe version, especially seeing what it comes included with, and I will discuss that as I go through the video. The pricing in its own, it is pretty expensive. It's for sure more expensive than Batman and Robin, but because of everything that comes with and the uniqueness in the character, I think I'm okay with the pricing individually. So let's go ahead and start with the images. So again, very surprising released by Hot Toys, but without question a welcomed one. Again, as I mentioned before, I am so thrilled about this guy. Without question, this would be my first ever Mr. Freeze, and at the same time, this is a villain that is not very common among Batman movies. We've gotten so many Batmans between, Ben Affleck and George Clooney and, obviously Michael Keaton and Christian Bale, and I've only seen this guy once. Again, I'm not going to include the video games. Obviously, he's in the Arkham Knight games. But yeah, as far as movies, live action, this is the only time that we've seen him. Again, he is played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and this is not the only 1/6 scale that has ever been released for Mr. Freeze. So Toys released their own version called Mr. Eyes. Obviously, they're not licensed to release actual, licensed figures, so they called it Mr. Eyes. And if I'm not mistaken, because again, I don't own the figure in its own had a robe and his slippers on, so a different outfit. This one includes the whole suit without question, and I mean no disrespect to So Toys, but this is by far the better release because of how great the suit looks and how the outfit is placed on the figure. And again, obviously it's licensed, so we're gonna get legit logos and names and things like that, so you guys know what I mean. But again, not trying to sidetrack in any way. Again, looking at the images, the figure is just absolutely amazing. I cannot tell you how great the guy looks, and I'm glad to announce that these light up effects are not just images by Hot Toys. The figure will include LED light up effects all over his armor, his helmet, the gun, or pretty much his gun and all of the effects that he has. All of it includes the LED light up effects, so the figure is going to look absolutely amazing. The wings themselves, they do have this metallic finish. I am wondering what kind of material they're going to use. I personally would assume plastic, but they look pretty good as well. And the wings are going to be part of the deluxe version, so the standard edition will not include that. Now, as far as the helmet, the whole armor, the gun, all of it, that's going to come included with any of the versions. And then also this display base with eyes surrounding it, and pretty much just a stairway to I believe that final fight scene between Batman, Robin, and Mr. Freeze. Basically that it's supposed to represent that, and it's also included in the deluxe version. For the standard edition, it's going to be the same square display base that we got for Batman and Robin. The only difference is that the Batman logo is in blue instead of red, obviously representing Mr. Freeze. For me personally, obviously this is the better display base, but I am a little bit disappointed. This being a deluxe figure, I wish they would have included both display bases just to give us options to pose the figure in different ways. As I mentioned before, the armor, I would expect it to be pretty much plastic, but it is kind of a metallic chrome finish to it. All of it looks absolutely amazing, and again, to me, the thing that I'm most excited about is how unique this character is, how unique the look to it is. Again, we get all types of characters. I don't remember Hot Toys ever doing a Mr. Freeze from anywhere. I've been a collector for 2 years. Some of you guys that are watching might be collectors for longer. I've never seen them release a Mr. Freeze before, but again, that's because the guy has never been in that many live action movies that I can think of. So this is such a unique character that for me personally, this is a must buy, especially if you guys are Batman fans. This is a once in a kind of lifetime type of release. So for me, without question, I'm buying this figure. He looks that great. I do want to go ahead and discuss this head sculpt for Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I also want to give props to Hot Toys because they were sneaky with this head sculpt, and I'll discuss that a little bit later on. Again, just want to take a look at more images. Again, the armor looks great, and I'm hoping that LED light up effect is as bright as it's supposed to be, because if it is, man, this is going to be one of the most exciting releases of the whole year. So just look at this image, man. The whole armor in its own, this figure looks pretty much perfect. Now, I want to confess something. Something that I really can talk about with this figure is accuracy. And the reason why is because, and I mentioned this whenever I did my Batman and Robin figure previews, whenever they were announced, this is a movie that I will be honest, I have not seen in years, man. I have not seen the movie in a long time. So it's hard for me to say, well, this is accurate and this is not accurate because I don't remember. The only thing that I can think of is the head sculpt, but because I'm going based on the actor, not necessarily the character here. So now, obviously, once I get the figure in person, I will make sure to rewatch the movie so that way I can get a better memory and be able to talk about the figures, all three of them, in a better way and more detailed, and I guess with more knowledge. So I did want to clarify that at least. But overall, I can just say that the figure looks great. All of its accessories, this pistol gun, and the effect that it has looks absolutely amazing. I really like this a lot, and I'm really liking that metallic chrome finish that they did with the whole armor. It looks pretty bright and it stands out very, very well. So again, the rest of the images are just going to be the figure in different ways. He does have goggles. These are not two separate head sculpts. The helmet is supposed to be detachable. I am wondering how that's going to work, but it's going to be the head sculpt individually, and then the helmet would just be detached individually. Same thing with the goggles. They're a separate accessory that will come with the figure. So again, just to give us different options to pose the figure. I'm really liking the color applications as far as the face sculpt as well. The blue looks really, really good, and it matches well with the whole armor. So the head sculpt for Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger, also known as Victor for this movie, playing Mr. Freeze. So the reason why I was saying that Hot Toys might have gotten sneaky about this, and again, this is me just guessing. I'm not saying that I know this or that somebody told me about it. No, this is just me guessing. You guys know I only purchase figures for DC, Star Wars, Marvel. I'm not really into their franchises, although I think that their releases are really, really cool and they're great figures. But let's be honest, I'm at a point where, it's too much money to spend on. So for me to buy every single figure is a little too tough for me. If I had all the money in the world, trust me guys, I would love to buy figures from other franchises. But my point is that a couple of weeks ago, we had a release for Terminator. I believe it was the T-800 or T-100 or something, obviously played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. And obviously, well, the head sculpts are supposed to be similar because it's the same actor, right? And the facial expression looks pretty much exactly the same as the T-100, 800. I think that is a reusable head sculpt, and in all honesty, I don't blame them. I mean, again, it's the same actor, but obviously they did a repaint job, and then they obviously transformed the top of the head to make him look bald instead of of having hair like he does in the other movie, right? Obviously as Terminator. So and you guys can even see right here, the top of the head seems like something was applied additionally to the head sculpt. So again, I'm not saying I know this for a fact or that I'm 100% sure about this, but I wouldn't be surprised if I found out that the head sculpt is pretty much reused, that they just decided to use the same head sculpt to do this figure, and then obviously they just painted it, and then they added this extra kind of piece of skin to make it completely bald. But again, as I mentioned before, that to me is not an issue. The guy looks exactly like Arnold, and the head sculpt is very well. A lot of detailing, skin texture looks great. The paint application is very nicely done. And obviously, he's going to have rotating eyeballs, which is something that we're pretty much accustomed to. So I have no issues with that, but just kind of wanted to point out. Let me know in the comments if you guys think I have a point here, or if I'm just out of my mind right now. Other things that we can discuss. So just pretty much gauntlets with detailed mechanisms. These are new things for me, man. I really don't know how these things are going to work, but it's going to be very cool to find out. This is pretty much match up to the Batman figure that we just got released. As much as I'm a fan of Batman and Robin, without question, Mr. Freeze is the better figure out of all three. Just again, the uniqueness and all of the accessories that it's going to come with. It's going to be such a great thrill to have him. So, can't wait to get him for sure. We talked about the separate rolling eyeballs, and pretty much that's going to be it. So the guy does not come with a lot of accessories, but I think the whole armor, the wings, the display base, the goggles, and things like that, they cover up enough to a point where I don't think we need extra accessories. Besides, he has that gun, right? So that's a pretty cool accessory, and his hand displays, his handpiece, excuse me, he does have, I think, a minimum of 8, so that should give us enough options to pose the figure. As I mentioned before, the deluxe version exclusive does have the theme diorama base as well as the glider wings. As I mentioned before, to me, it is a must pick up to do the deluxe if you guys are going to purchase it, just because of the pricing. It's only $30, so I think might as well just go ahead and take the opportunity to buy the whole figure individually. So again, just to pretty much summarize what I discussed. So again, I am so thrilled about this figure. He looks absolutely amazing for sure. I can't find anything that I can complain about. There's a lot of things that we're going to have to wait until we get the figure in person so that we could discuss them, like the materials, articulations, the LED light up effect. But just as far as the idea, I have no complaints. I'm so thrilled about this one, hoping that they can release other figures from the movie as well. As always, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this figure individually. Let me know what are the things that I could have missed about him, and what are the things that could be better about him, or if this is as good of a release as it gets. As always, I want to thank you guys for supporting the channel, and a reminder to like, comment, subscribe, join, and hit the notifications bell for more figure previews as well as figure unboxings from Hot Toys. So as I mentioned before, the Sideshow link is on the description of the video if you guys are going to go ahead and pre-order this guy. So for now, thank you so much for tuning in to this figure preview from Mr. Freeze from Batman and Robin, and I will see you next time.